The COVID-19 pandemic created a lot of challenges in the Indian education system. At such a time, understanding these challenges is a key of solving them for better crisis management in education. However, while online pedagogy does a great job of supplementing offline education, it does not serve as the latter's replacement. This holds especially true in a developing economy such as India for several reasons. To begin with, the digital medium can't replicate the interpersonal interactions that schools facilitate by bringing together young children from different backgrounds and cultures. In essence, they act as a melting pot of ideas and perspectives that serves to broaden the learner's perspective. Marin E. Hofgaard is an educationalist and international speaker from Austria, said that the interacting with their peers between classes also helps students develop their social skills essential to their holistic growth and development. She also gave them many important suggestions to the teachers to face the challenges and educate the children after a long COVID pandemic time.
This is a time to be extra special aware for teachers when the children come back into school. My name is Marin Hopfgartner. I'm an educationalist. I'm an international speaker on education and early childhood education, and I'm an author of 7 books in this field. I heard that now finally it is time for Indian children to come back into the schools. So many of them have been home for 15 to 20 months. That's a very long time. And especially in development and developmental processes, you also know that there happens a lot in this time. So we can say we need to divide between 4 to 10 and then starting from 10 to 14. When we look at the 4 to 10, for them now, they have been home for such a long time. Their social skill development. It's a question what happened at home. So one recommendation of mine is keep your eyes open. Don't go immediately in knowledge-based learning with heavy content, but take 1 to 2 weeks to see that the group develops together as a group. That see how the children act and react with each other. You might know this 4 phases in the DEAM approach. They also are applicable for children in groups, just in a slightly different way. So the first one is the forming period. As you have been out of school now for 20 months or 15 months or 12 months, the children need to form a group again. So do not go ahead with just doing like everything is like before. It is not. Okay, take time. Think about some games that you can give to the children and some projects that you need to do together, some short things to step into this group work again and living together as a group, spending time as a group, recognizing others, taking care of each other, listening to others, so that comes in. Think about games and some exercises that you can bring into the classroom setting where this especially is done. Secondly, also know that the concentration span of the children now is very different. Normally you get them into the classroom mostly in the same age. So they are similar coming from a nursery or from home into the classroom. And then you groom them. And so according to that, they adjust to your way of teaching, and they all are growing in a certain way as a group together. And also their concentration spans grow similar. Of course, there are differences, but with the study, they get certain things are just too similar. Now they will be very different. Some children might be able to concentrate for 5 minutes. Other children might be able to concentrate for 20 or 25 minutes. So also think about project-wise learning where you can put children into small groups and try to mix the group in such a way that you see how the level of the children in their development now is in the concentration span, so that you don't overwhelm some children and on the other hand bore some children. So I would not go back in a classroom setting where you have all the children doing the same thing. I would go back and give them project and observe. Very important. You need to observe what's happening. How are their social skills? How is their concentration span? How is their language development? What is happening in their cognitive development? What actually happened with the children? And you will see that there will be differences. So Now, slowly, over the next 3 to 4 weeks, try to get the group together again, go through the forming period. That is an interesting thing. It could be that in this forming period, it seems that everything is fantastic and completely okay, and they like each other and they're happy to see other children. But after 1 or 2 weeks, the conflicts start. Why? Because the second step is the storming period. In a storming period, everyone needs to save or secure their territory, their place in the group. Who is the leader? Who is the follower? Who is the one who is a little bit clowny, the funny one? So everyone has a position, and that needs to be worked out again, and that's not there. If you go and do only studies because you see maybe the children are behind and you want to help them to catch up as fast as possible, and you do not recognize this social structure that needs to be built, you might have chaos in some weeks or months. You might have really be at a point where you don't know what to do besides punishment, or we would like to avoid it. So look at that. Let's speak about the 10 to 14-year-olds. So there we go into adolescence, puberty, where children actually start to disconnect from their parents to a certain degree and take the peers more important and that what they say. As this did not happen, and there's a fantastic book in German language from a psychologist who studied that, he saw that especially from children from age 12 beginning, instead of disconnecting and coming into this phase where they mature into adults, over this period now, children or teenagers actually started to reorient themselves on the parents and started to see their parents as their peers. So that will also be interesting, and I think the same point that we just said is really applicable to the older one. Do not overstep the group forming process. Think about what could be interesting for children from 10 to 14 to go back into the group forming, into the peers, into figuring out whom they like. You can give them math exercises to solve together. You can give them language exercises to solve together. It doesn't need necessarily to be out of that, but there are also a lot of group building exercises that you can put in, which even are done with adults in adult training. So those are some of my recommendations. Also in the older ones, the gap between what they are capable to do in concentration, in knowledge will be different, very different. Because some might have done the exercises at home thoroughly. Some might have had parents who said, please study, do. If you don't study, your future is in danger. And some might have been just free to do whatever they want, maybe not focus on the studies. Doesn't mean that they can't get back into the classroom, but you need some time to adjust it to a certain level. What is very important in that age group is always, not just with Corona, that they understand why. Why do I need to study this topic? So give them something, what is a real life experience, like in LELEC philosophy. Our TLI pedagogics is the LELEC philosophy included. We have the first L as a life experience. So you give them things to solve. Give them some things to solve what are real life experiences, include knowledge, make them more curious, and they want to study. This is some of my tips that I give you, and I would like to acknowledge what you did over these last 20 months. You created a completely new way of learning, new curriculums, and everything to be able to adjust to this situation and still groom the children and give them the possibility to complete their exams, by there move on, not lose a year, and go ahead with their life in a kind of as usual way, even though everything was turned upside down. Teachers are one of the heroes of this chronic pandemic, and I think it's not recognized a lot, but it should be at least acknowledged. So I wish you a good day, and I hope you have a fantastic start in this new school year. All the best.